Kinger restoring a heart because he made it up, ricocheting a bullet off all the walls because he said so, Pomni hitting her targets without aiming, Zooble suddenly finding a bunch of weapons in her room. I think the characters can control the digital circus as they see it, but they don't realize it. I like the hint of Jax saying people who are close to abstracting are unpleasant to be around. Meanwhile, Jax is falling apart and hiding it, and acting so unpleasant to be around. I love how safe Kinger is with guns. He keeps his finger off the trigger when he's not aiming, and he points the gun away from others. The slight smile Jax gives Pomni when she hugs him, before getting terrified because he knows he has to push everyone away to avoid the grief of eventually losing them. I am unwell. The part where Kinger restored a heart of Ragatha's and simply said, "I made it up," got me thinking, what if they had the power of Cain? He just prevents them from knowing. The fact that Jax kept shooting Ragatha even when there were no more bullets just shows how angry he really is, but masks it with playfulness. Also, he got his tail back. Who else noticed the Cain and Abel engraving on Pomni's gun? I feel like not enough people are talking about this. I love how the artist used Jax's eyes to portray when he is speaking honestly versus when he is using a facade. Switching between the large, dilated pupils when he's acting as the funny one, and then the tiny square pupils when he's showing people honest parts of himself. It's so genius. I love how Zooble finally got the stupid sauce at the end. A nice detail is that during his explanation of the situation with Pomni, he hesitates before saying cartoon jester, as if trying to find a way to say it without hurting her.
Then the next, you're just a weird little cartoon jester.
Although, during his breakdown, you can see him call her cartoon clown, as he is doing his best to push her away.
Can you take anything seriously?
Dude, you're a cartoon clown.
So, yeah, he was really trying to be a good friend before realizing he got too close, at least in his perspective. To be honest, I'm really starting to notice Pomni's character growth. She is seeming to feel way more comfortable with everything and everyone. I like the detail on how when Pomni says she doesn't want to kill her friends, she hits the can, but it doesn't budge. Means the circus follows the intent behind what the character wants. That's why Kinger was able to use the butterfly, because he wanted that to happen truly. Ooh, then that means Ragatha didn't actually want to shoot Jax at the start. Yes, exactly. Thanks for noticing that. I was thinking about how strange it was that the gun was fake.
I'm the one who causes pain for fun! There's nothing more to me. So please, just stop looking.
There's so many layers of meaning behind that, I can't even begin to interpret them all. Fun fact, right after Cain's crash out, you can hear a ding sound, implying that Zooble's request was granted. The more Cain loses his patience, the more he will start breaking rules he set in place, such as no cursing and affecting the characters' minds. Why is nobody talking how Kinger fanning his revolver? Man is experienced when it comes to firearms. He deliberately chose to fight them in the dark so that he's more mentally stable. That has interesting implications regarding his ability to remember things. And so he can intentionally remember stuff like his ammo count, and then he pulls out a lighter to check his revolver's rounds. One more detail from me. There's this text engraved on a firearm. I couldn't help but tell you about this. Oh god, when Pomni gets triggered after Jax claims he'll forget her when she abstracts, she's remembering her nightmare from episode 2 when he says,
I don't even remember her name, honestly.
That's a deep cut, man. After the 6th episode, I have a theory that the only way they could exit is simply if they believe that they could. The only times exit doors ever came out was because Pomni kept thinking about it, but the doubt in her mind was still keeping her from escaping. It's me here. Remember we talked about the circus going with the character's intentions? I think this is one scene when Jax actually used his free will.
I've been looking for this. Thanks for keeping an eye on it, Coffee. I'm gonna head out. See ya.
This is the only time we see anyone disappearing in cartoon style. Seeing Ragatha not caring about it makes me wonder if she's aware of her free will too.
Sheesh, lay off it. Since when are you an expert on the digital world?
10 out of 10 foreshadowing.
I've got keys everywhere, and you've all been fine.
After episode 6, I think Jax has the keys so he can check up on them because he's worried about them. But he plays it as him being annoying and intrusive. If he really didn't care, why would he go out of his way to get keys for their rooms in the first place? Jax is being such a brave boy sitting that close to the plate of corn. When Kaufmo funeral is mentioned, Jax seems sad in a split second and then shrugging off the whole thing and bailing. It shows what we all saw in episode 6. He actually cares the most and is absolutely terrified of being crushed by the pain and loss and eventually get abstracted himself. Never noticed it before. My theory is that when Gangle is walking in the fast food place and she had those weird thoughts, I think she was going to abstract. But when Pomni said,
I can close for you if you want,
that brought her back to life. Ooh, that's entirely possible. There are similarities in the scene between Gangle's depressive episode and Jax trying to calm himself in the bathroom at the end of episode 6.
So,
Rabbits can lose their tail, though it is not a natural occurrence and indicates an injury or severe health issue. The tail can be torn off by trauma, so that means it happened when Jax lost Ribbit. Though in the next episode, he does have a tail. It grows back because he was getting better, being with Pomni. But usually, Bunny can't grow their tail back. It's just different in the digital world. Trauma in that context is just another word for injury. I think the tail bit is just meant to show his grasp on reality slipping, since he really doesn't have a tail in any other episode. The reason he gets it back may be Kane trying to keep him from going insane. Jax is a professional rage baiter.